and welcome back to the second half of Disaster Talk News on the Ruse List. Joining us for our second half is Miss Cornelia Jammer, Grace Disaster Institute, and Mr. John Bentley from the Pro Adjusters located in League City. We're going to just talk about the Community Festival, the Resource Festival. We're here live in the Galveston Convention Center. And I just wanted you, Mr. John Bentley, to tell us, how did it go for you today?
And we had a really good crowd. I mean, even prior to opening, we had people standing outside waiting. So I think there were a lot of people that are still looking for help. And I believe that we were able to provide a lot of help to a lot of folks today. I thought it was an outstanding day.
Awesome. I noticed as I perused the parameters of this great event, I noticed that you were really, really busy. I noticed that you had a line yourself.
I did occasionally. I did. I had a couple of times I wished I'd have brought some help.
Awesome.
But we managed to get everybody taken care of, and I think we got all the questions answered, and a lot of people came by. I was really shocked that some were still so upset with what's going on and what's happening with their settlement on their damages to their houses. I had a couple of people that were actually almost in tears trying to tell their story, and I was touched by it. And I know a lot of other people were too. And like I say, I believe we were able to give them some good, solid advice. And we will be in touch with several of those folks in the weeks to come, and I believe we'll be able to help some of them.
Awesome. So, John, what exactly do adjusters do?
I actually am a public adjuster, and a public adjuster actually works for the insured public. In other words, I work for the homeowner or I work for the business owner to help them resolve problems that they have with their insurance company. In other words, you had a claim with your insurance company and you don't feel you were treated right, or you're not happy with the results of what went on, or they denied your problem, or you just don't understand. Then a person like myself comes in, and I have about 30 years of experience in working with and through the insurance companies, and I help resolve the problems and open lines of communication and help people get resolution to problems that they're happy with, or maybe they're not so happy with, but at least they understand and know what happened and what the reasons for it are and what their options might be.
That's awesome, because I know that when you are at the lowest of low, you're just looking for a hand up. You're looking for someone to be able to give you information that can change your life. And I know for a fact, sir, that you were able to help somebody at their lowest moment. You know, the Resource and Information Fest was started so that we could lift hurting people, the victims of Hurricane Ike who have fallen through the crack. Today was a holistic approach day for them. We met them where they were, and we tried to have all of the resources under one roof so that the people who still had questions in the neighborhood could come in here today, be comfortable enough, and trust that we all would get them what they needed. Miss Jammer, now you're with the Grace Disaster Institute, but I noticed that you had a little different role today. Would you expound upon what you did at the Resource Festival on today?
Yes, ma'am. Well, actually, I am serving as an interim or part-time project manager with Grace Community Services over the community festivals. And our community festivals are basically like a gift to the community, and we are working alongside with the SSBG HGAC funding, and Grace Community Services has been awarded funds to help the community in the form of a resource festival. My job is to oversee, to organize, and to put these things together with the help of all of the staff. There's coordinators, there's staff that has been hired on for this project, and I undergird the staff and support them. That's my job.
So you act as a guide?
I do, yes ma'am. I do, I act as a guide.
Awesome, awesome. Well, in your own words, what did you see that happened on today?
One of the things that really touched me today was there a lot of work went into this, a lot of partnerships, a lot of collaborations, a lot of people came on board to make sure that the community was touched. But one of the things that the staff really tried to do was touch everybody of all walks of life, of all ethnicities, of all cultural backgrounds. And what I saw today was we had an interpreter today. And in that interpreter, there was a young deaf couple sitting on the front row of the opening ceremony. And they began to come and thank us for having an interpreter. They go to several job fairs and they go to several festivals, and they do not have an interpreter. They also thanked us, and they thanked the interpreter in sign language for having vendors who cater to people with disabilities. And for me, when we say changing lives and mindsets one day at a time at Grace Community Services, I believe that the lives that we touch today were nothing like we've ever touched before. When I saw the deaf couple signing with the sign language person, I began to weep, as I know our executive director, one of her passions were to make sure that the deaf people in the crowd were able to hear. The young deaf couple and their deaf children were on the front row, and they were able to get everything they needed because of the interpreter. So what I have if I was to sum up today, I would use a word of thank you. Thank you not only to our sponsors, thank you not only to the people that put this together, but thank you to the community for believing in an organization like Grace Community Services and the partners on Galveston Island.
That's so very awesome. And John, in your own words, how would you sum it up?
Well, I feel extremely fortunate. About 6 months ago, I had the privilege of being introduced to Mrs. Jammer, and this is the third program that I have participated on, 2 at different venues and then 1 at this one. And of course, it was designed to be the biggest and the best that we've had so far, and I believe it was. And one of the things that she touched on was that there was a wide variety of people of all race, colors, creeds, heights, short, fat, tall, young. We had activities for the children. But the thing that I like about it most is that as an adjuster and a public adjuster working with the public, I obviously cannot get out and see everybody. So this provides a place where people can come and they feel relaxed, they're in a comfortable atmosphere, and they are not hesitant to come up and approach somebody that they ordinarily would never talk to or never have the opportunity to talk to, and ask questions and express their desires and needs and ask questions and get information that they want. They don't feel like I'm there trying to sell something, which I don't. I'm there to provide a service, and they come to me because they need that service. So we've got a common ground where we can communicate right away, and I think it's phenomenal.
Thank you so much. That is going to wrap it up for the Ruse List Disaster Talk Show. We thank you for tuning in with us, getting the information. We're sorry that you couldn't have joined us today in the wonderful Galveston Convention Center. But however, you can always tune in to www.gracecommunityservices.org. You can call us at 713-839-9300. We'll be waiting for your call. We're changing lives and mindsets one day at a time.